So what did I get out of this project? Well, I honestly don't really like to think about what I got out of this project because I did this project to help others, not to help myself. But when I was thinking about this question, I looked back on what came out of this project, and I think I might have improved myself and gained just as much as the people who received my mats. The first skill that I would say I definitely improved upon is leadership. As I mentioned, I'm a Model UN leader. I'm a leader on the track and cross country teams, and I'm a teacher. So all those leadership skills combined in a unique way for this project. And I'm really grateful that I was able to see how all of my different activities can combine and to become one unified leader. I would also say that I improved on my communication. I had to communicate with people who were so much older than me and had so much control over what I could do with my project. Like people who I needed their school. Like I had to communicate with my school service communicator, and I had to make a really convincing email to convince them to let me do my project there. But I also had to communicate with my peers, which arguably was harder because I had to convince them that they could respect me, because some of them were older than me and some of them were only a little bit younger. So that I had to make it so that they would respect me even though they knew me as a friend, not a leader. Research, I also improved upon my research abilities. Prior to submitting my proposal to this project, I had to research a lot about homelessness and also research whether or not this project would actually make an impact. Time management. So with all of the skills that I do, or all the activities that I do, I would definitely say that I have to have time management. But time management for this project was extremely unique because my time management for this project had to span an entire year. I had to know chronologically what had to happen first, second, third, and last. And I had to follow that chronological order and maintain it for an extended period of time. I also had to work around other people's schedules and fit things into my schedule that was already quite full. With that comes adaptability. Other people's schedules change all the time. COVID also impacted the way that I could do things. So I had to quickly think on my feet and adapt. Planning also goes along with that. I had to know when to scrap the plan and when to revert back to an older plan, which was hard because I'm a huge planner in my life. And so to have to completely abandon a plan for something out of my control was kind of hard. But it also taught me that plans have to be adaptable, and just as much as I have to be adaptable. People management was also a big skill that I learned. I had a room full of 100 people, and I had to teach them how to meticulously cut, tie, and roll plastic into a crochet ball. And trying to teach that to teenagers, especially teenage boys, was a challenge. And I had to really gain their attention and hold it for a longer period of time than I think they were used to paying attention. So that was a challenge, but one that I definitely had to overcome, and I think I was better off once I had gotten that down. And then public speaking. I definitely think that I'm a good public speaker, especially considering I do Model UN, which is a debate in high school. But I had to publicly speak to people who knew me, which it was just kind of weird to get used to, because those people, they look at me and they see a lacrosse teammate, or they see someone who runs with them on cross country, or they see the girl in math class. They don't see someone who's trying to help homeless people or a leader. And it was hard to transition from the person that they knew to the person who was running this project. I also learned about compassion and empathy. It was really hard for me to see people who were struggling. And I learned that I could act on that and I could actually make a difference. I also really started to understand that my actions can impact people, especially people who are the same as me, my peers. I can impact them. And I hope that that skill showed through and that I inspired other people to act and to inspire others through how they act. Thank you.